Hi everybody, Jo here. How are you doing? Hope you're doing okay. You having a good day? Hope so. Fancy another crafty little catch-up? And what I thought is we'd use one of the new stamps called Pixie Lanterns. Now, I've not used a lot of other stamps with it because I don't think you need it. And I created this, well, I think, beautiful, classy design. But also it's using the Mica Minerals. And this one is Jade Burst. And what I've noticed is a lot of us crafters buy things like this that are fabulous. And look at that, new. I've written on it because I knew it's one of my new colours. But then we put them in a cupboard, or in my case, in a tin. I love tins, on the shelf. So it's time to get out one of your Mica Minerals. Please have a play. They're fabulous. I love them. And just join me and create something like this. And then share it with everybody, because we all love to see what you make. Now, this starts with a piece of multifarious card. And look, it's an A6 piece. And I always think it's amazing how much you can fit. I mean, I even had to check. I was like, is that really that size? It is. Look at that. I think this would look gorgeous in a frame. Maybe you could decorate it in this bright colours to go in your bedroom. Wouldn't that be lovely? Right, copy of paper time. So I'm going to do the stamping first. VersaFine Claire, the Nocturne. And I've put my stamp on one of my blocks already. And we're just going to ink it up. Now this, I'm thinking you could have it hanging down. You could have it growing upwards from the side. Oh, I mean, again, so many possibilities. But we're going to come in. I love the jaunty angle from the top. And look at that. Absolutely stunning. But what I love is it almost tessellates. So when I come to stamp my next one, look, if I'm careful and I look for the shape, I can see now, to me, that fits beautifully there. And it almost looks like it was supposed to be there. So it's from a larger stamp. And maybe room just for that little. See how that just finishes that off. So we need something here. Now again, I ink up the majority of the stamp. Gone are the days when I try and work out where to stop, because you can guarantee I won't stop at the right place. So again, if I bring this over, that will just fit, look, in that gap and that in there. And I think that's so clever. Thank you, Tracy. It looks like, now we might just need to catch a little, I'm not sure if we do. Do we need to just catch that little inkling of a, yeah, just to finish that off. Right, and I'm going to give that a blot. You know what I'm like, slow drying ink. Get used to blotting it. Yes, I used to try and work out exactly where to put ink and where to not. Now, do you know what? It just goes on paper. I ended up misstamping so many times. Now, what I'm going to do now is just add some colour. And the colours I've chosen are mermaid and confetti. And they just go so well together. And I'm going to come in with a circle mask. Now, I went for the smaller one. I didn't want to detract from everything. And I'm sort of thinking there. But you know me, I like to turn it round. For me, it just works better. Maybe I could put it on the... No, don't like it there. I like it just behind. And yes, I do talk to myself. Even when you're not here, I just talk away to myself. We'll start with the blue first. And again, blend in the lid. And we'll just go to the base. And I'm going to go over the whole of these flowers. That's fine. Again, blend in the lid. Gently, gently. And then I'm just going to come to this corner. And then I'm going to make this corner a bit darker. Still blending in the lid. And then just have a look. And just follow the design down here with a little bit of the blue. So that's what I've got, albeit upside down. So I'm just going to give this a bit of a wipe, just because of the contamination of colours. dry it, pop it back on, and then come in with the pink. So I'll just move that over. And then we'll add some pink. And I know you're saying I could use violet chalk because we're going to make a purpley colour. I could, but I think it's nice to just blend your colours. And I'm sort of going to come this way a little so that I've got an actual sort of pink area. Now, no two of these will ever be the same. And that's what I love about this. You can just create a different design. Right, let me turn that round. Yeah, I love that. I'm just going to bring in a little bit deeper in that top corner. Yeah. Happy with that. So, lids on. Tidy, tidy. Let's get some space. We'll just wipe this up. Keep it as clean as we can. She says bringing in a inky binky. It is clean. Well, dirty clean. Now, I'm going to do the stamping now and bring in our beautiful Mica Minerals look. And as I say, this one's Jade Burst. And I've gone for Forbidden Secrets. I love the script on this and I thought it would fit really well. A little tip, I always put a little Sharpie or a permanent pen arrow on the back of my stamps, because before now I have stamped them upside down. Now, it might be, you say, Jo, how have you done that? Well, I don't know. It just happens. It is what it is. Now, I'm going to give this a quick little wash of a dry, just because the Mica Minerals will stick to anything that's wet. And do you know what? I don't really mind, but let's just get it as a fighting chance. I mean, normally I'd go off, have a brew and come back, but, you know. And we're going to use Versamark. So this is the sticky ink. And if you can, try and keep your stamps clean because your pad will stay cleaner. I say try because, you know. And I'm going to use one of my number 3 brushes, look. But this one I keep just for my Mica Minerals. So, lid off. And the best way I found to do this for me is I'm going to stamp 3 times. But obviously when you stamp with your Versamark, your sticky ink pad, you get a watermark effect, so it's not always obvious to see. So the best tip I can give you is, right, with the right way up, so we'll stamp in the middle first. So happy with that one. Can't really see it, but we know it's there. And then maybe stamp in the top corner. Again, can't see it. Again, this is just in the background, so don't worry. I think sometimes we worry about things being so precise. It's a handcrafted design. So the bottom one will go for there. Now, let's see. And this is where I come in with a little bit of the powder, and I'm just going to do a dabbing motion. Try to resist the temptation to sort of scrub across, because you don't want to smudge that Versamark, that sticky ink. So it works better if you just do a little dabbing motion, just to start off with. And we'll just go right across. And again, I'm only picking a little bit up. And it's like magic writing. Do you remember those books? Did you have them as a child where you used to just add water and different colours appeared? You can still get them. I've got them for the grandchildren. The boys love them. Now I've got most of the stamping, I'm just going to lightly go across, right across the whole. I'm trying to resist the temptation to cough. You know what it's like? I'm going to put the lid on here because as soon as I think about not coughing, my dodgy throat, so I just want to put the lid on because I want to save all this Mica Minerals. I don't want to cough. So I just want to check here. And if you're not quite sure, you can't see it, just alter the light a little. So as I say now, once I've got the main area covered, I can go across and just double check with my brush. And I think we've got all that. Just give my brush a clean. That's ready to use again. Now, what happens is you will get, and I just want to check if you can see this, a little bit of an area where you've got some of the Mica Minerals, but you don't really want them there. So the best tip I can give you is a cotton bud. These are soft. I found, this is just personally, if you use kitchen roll, it can be a little bit almost harsh and aggressive, whereas a cotton bud, cotton pad, that's the one, come on girl, concentrate pad, it just takes off the excess without, and look, we've got the excess there, but it leaves that beautiful, and I'm really hoping that you can pick up that magic writing. Oh, and look, gosh, that was lucky, wasn't it? Now, if it's the first time you've done this and you want to match it up perfectly, maybe stamp one, put your powder on, and then stamp the next. But I think we've got away with all three there. And that will be permanent now because this has been your glue, the sticky ink. So what we're going to do now is we need some butterflies. So we'll pop that to one side. Our beautiful mini flutter. Now, I have got some that I've stamped and coloured, but with this, I just want to show you, I really do use, and I urge you to use all your scraps of card, and literally on a scrap stamp. There we go, 4 butterflies on there. And I keep every little bit. And those of you that come to the Dreamatorium and see me demonstrate, you'll see I have a tin. And this is my tin, look. And it really is burst into the seams with butterflies and other smaller stamps, look. That's got glossy accents on. And they are there ready. So we've got one here, and I'll just show you how I do a bit of speed colouring. So clear ink of Stella and some ondulars, pens, pencils. And what I've gone is for 16, 17 and 177. And the reason is I've coloured one of my butterflies with the light blue and dark blue. And then 2, I've added a little bit of the pinky colour just to bring those tones in. So again, it depends whether you want to go for something that looks similar or a contrast. This one, I'll just show you with the blue. So on the pinky one, I put the pink here. So I put my darker colour first. You've seen me do this before. The lighter colour around, I don't go right to the edge. Speed colouring, no need. Clear ink of Stella. Activate that blue at the edge first and take it right to the edge, look. And then when I've done that, I come into the darker blue and blend that. Take any excess off. And then you've got that. And, you know, if Mr. Mojo's gone, why not look out for a tin? I bet you've got one. Stamp yourself some butterflies and have the afternoon colouring them in. Just get yourself a cheeky brew biscuit and just spend some lovely time colouring in. Now, all we need on here now is I'm going to add some lovely water splats. So I'm going to pop that back just to protect that area. My fan brush is in water. And I'm just going to gently, just as another little background effect. My Mica Minerals will be fine, so don't worry. We'll give that a dry. And then while that's drying, I'm going to look for a sentiment. Relax. Which is what we're going to do, relax. Just you relax and do some colouring. And I think that looks lovely in that bottom corner there. And then, as I say, I've got 3 butterflies that I've cut out ready. And they are such a lovely shape. I don't cut the antennae out. I've got my black fine liner pen here. So what I'm going to do is just, to save you waiting, I'm just going to dab. And also it gives me an idea of how white I want my faux bleaching, because that's all your water splats have done, is the faux bleaching. And I've got to be honest, I'm happy with that. I don't want it too white. I want it quite subtle. So, bippity boppity glue. at the ready. And I think one there, I like one down there. Then the blue one possibly in the middle. And this one. But spend your time playing. So maybe if that one goes that way, that one can go more. Right. Fine liner. And again, just draw the antennae on. Got to be honest, there's no way I could cut them out. And I think anybody who does, you know, fair play to you. Some little white highlights. Just a couple. And then our lovely glue. And I'm just putting the glue in the middle. So one there. One there. Just hold it for a minute. And what I'm thinking is if this is going in the post, then the butterflies are nice and flat. Give it a minute, hold it, but the wings are slightly raised, so I've only put the glue in the middle. Right, get that lid back on. Very important to put your lid straight back on. And there we go. I think that is just such a lovely... Now, if you want, you could colour your lovely lanterns, but I honestly don't think it needs it in this design. I think it looks beautiful without. I think just spend the time colouring the butterflies. But as I say, so many things you can do with this stamp. And if you're one of our new friends and followers, just shows you don't need a lot. I think you've got a beautiful design there just with 3 different stamps. And one of them was one of the minis. So I hope you've enjoyed that. I hope you have a play. And you know what? If Mr. Mojo's gone, I keep saying it, but he'll love this design. It really will entice him back because he keeps going on holiday, you know. He's a bit of a tinker. Anyway, you take care. As always, love and hugs to you all. Bye for now.